Being a perfectionist, seeking perfection, seeking the ultimate 100% in getting everything just right, used to be the way I thought until I started reading this book about imperfection and the benefit that it has over your results. Today's day is all about imperfection. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Andrew V. I'm documenting every day of what it takes to get shredded and basically diet down to really lean levels and the psychology of actually losing weight, keeping it off, and being in really lean condition all year round. Currently writing a book on the psychology of weight loss. It took me 10 years to figure out how to actually get the mindset correct. Other than that, I would yo-yo up and down 30, 40 kilos either way. And the reality was all I would do was I would focus on perfection. I would focus on making sure that the diet was 100% right. That the exercise routine, that I did the exact amount of sets, the exact amount that everything that was prescribed. And throughout my life, I've had this perfection mentality. And in fact, I would always preach the fact that the people that do succeed always give it 110%. But what I started confusing with that if I don't have high expectations, then that means I'm not going to be chasing high results. So if I don't have high expectations, I'm just going to be mediocre. Now, what I'm finding in this book, and the biggest breakthrough point for me, was instead of focusing on the results and putting that emphasis on the result needs to be this way, what I need to focus on is my inputs need to be this way. Because inputs you can control. All right, whatever I input, I can control. If I've set myself an hour a day to exercise, I can control that. I can make it to the gym. I can exercise for that 1 hour. I can be in control of that. The results of that exercise, who knows? But what we do as humans, or I certainly do, I don't know if you do, but we as humans will focus on the result, assuming, yeah, I'll do this action as long as it delivers me X result. And what happens by setting that expectation, if I don't hit that expectation, so if I put in the work and don't hit the result, I get demotivated and then I don't want to do that action again. Well, you don't know. Maybe your action did do something, but your body took a while to adapt. For example, one of the biggest breakthroughs I've had for myself in lifting weights or in exercising, I always used to think, cool, if I've burnt 600 calories, if I've worked out my biceps today, or if I've done back or I've done legs, then my results should be immediately visible. If not immediately, maybe tomorrow. And that's the kind of society I think we live in. We're living in a society that wants things done now, short, sharp, fast, get it done. And I don't think that's really healthy, because when I actually mapped out the science, what happens is you'll go to your gym workout. During your workout, ideally, you'll tear some muscles. We're not talking like full muscle tears. We're talking minute little tears to the muscle. So you'll basically have put a lot of pressure or exerted a lot of amount of like tension throughout your muscles that they have ripped slightly. Now, over the next 3 to 4 days, while you eat, your body will take energy points and shoot them through to recovering your muscles. And because your muscles got torn the first time, your brain, your body is like, hang on. We need to build these muscles a little bit stronger, maybe with a little bit more fibers, because shit, we didn't know that we didn't have enough muscle, but it looks like we've torn some muscle. So we need to rebuild bigger, better, stronger. Now that whole process can take 3 to 4 to 5 to 7 days. Where here I was, I'm doing my workout today, and I want to have the result the next day, or the next day, or the next day. So how I started thinking about it is, okay, well, if I'm going to work out today, that workout, I'm going to see the result of today's workout in a week's time, in 2 weeks' time. And I think it links to perfection quite severely, because instead of focusing on the result, understand that the fact that you made it to the gym. So if you have this thing for you, so for the next 2 weeks, I can control going to the gym 3 times a week. I can control that. I can control what I'm going to do at the gym if my body allows it, right? So I can control that. So I can go 3 times to the gym. I'm going to do that and focus on the actual fulfillment of what you can control. And if you fulfilled those 3 workouts, regardless of how you did in them, regardless of what results they'll bring you, you did those where somebody else didn't, or the previous version of you didn't. So that element, and I think I'm restructuring it for myself as well, instead of focusing on the perfect result, the result is a manifested belief, a thought, a dream, a fugazi, it's fairy dust. It doesn't exist. A result is something we've been marketed to. We've seen this result. It may have even been enough for us to be motivated to go, okay, well, I want this result. However, it was marketed to us, that result. We don't know the inputs necessary to get those results. And even if you're going to be listening to some expert in the dieting industry or expert doctor, well, every body is different. Every human body is different. Every cell is different. Every DNA is different. It's different. There is no one set rules that's just going to magically work for everybody. It just doesn't. What you can control, though, is your inputs. So I'm focusing personally today on my inputs. Today, for the last 2 days, I do morning cardio all the time. And with my morning cardio, I always will focus on the result of, like, let's try burn as many calories as we can. And I was sort of building pressure that I have to go faster. I have to run more. I have to run faster. I have to focus on all these results and go faster. And my heartbeat needs to be at this level. And the pressure that caused for me, the reality was, if I look back on my past 3-4 days, my cardio, I've only done sometimes 20 minutes, sometimes 35 minutes, sometimes 40 minutes. And even though I thought I did it well, it didn't leave me feeling good, because I was almost waiting for the result to happen. So today I tried on a new thing completely, right? I basically said, today I'm focusing on the input of what I can control. What I can control is I can make it to the gym, step 1. Made it, walk through the door. I've already can tick that off. Made it through the door. Step 2, I'm going to do some cardio for 1 hour. Regardless of what it is, regardless of what pressure, what strength, what intensity I go at, just get on a machine and go. And if you become tired or weak on that machine, get up off that machine and go to another machine, right? So regardless, get in an hour full. During that hour, I also said what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to an hour of my audiobook. Check. Also do that. So I get my fitness done and my mind right all in the same hour. Now, yesterday I would have thought, oh, well, if I'm just going to do an hour, I'm going to do it at lower intensity because I'm not focusing on the intensity. Well, guess what? As time went on through my cardio session today, my intensity increased naturally. It actually increased over and above what yesterday's or the days before was. And I was kind of a bit dubious, like, how did that happen? Where yesterday I was so motivated and so driven to get this outcome and I'm going to push hard. But today, when I was relaxed and just focused on the inputs, I was able to exert more. And I think the link is to do with perfectionism. And it's about not focusing on the result, because the result is fairy dust. It's an imagined, perceived idea of something that could, would, should, potentially can happen. Then we frantically search for what minimal processes do I need to put in so this result occurs, then do this minimal processes, don't see the result, get demotivated and go round in circles. So my message to you is this. If you're seeking perfection, seek perfection not in the result. Seek perfection in the process, what you can control, something that you can tick off, measured and accountable. Did I make it to the gym? Yes, I did. Did I purchase my weekly groceries? Yes, I did. Did I do my meal prep for the day? Yes, I did. All of these things are measurable, accountable, tick-offable, and leave you feeling empowered, energized. The result will happen. Slow, fast, who knows? You can only measure your inputs. So focus on becoming a perfectionist at I'm going to get my inputs correctly. Like yesterday's video, I'm going to get my morning routine to a perfect standpoint. I'm going to get that input done. I'm going to get balance in my life. I'm going to do these steps and hopefully I'll receive balance. But focusing on the steps, not focusing on the results. I'm focusing on my morning routine, on waking up in the morning, because I know that that will then give me a result. You know, if you haven't checked out the morning routine video, that was yesterday's video, check it out. Really good video on how to actually set up your morning in a way that you wake up every time and really shift the energy for the entire day. It's mind-blowing. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. But, you know, today's message again is we're all perfectionists. We all are afraid to risk it because we're afraid to potentially not see the result that we're hoping for. And if we do risk it and then not see the result we're hoping for, we then get demotivated. So shift that and go, right, I'm going to focus on being a perfect process-driven person. I'm getting my processes, my inputs down to a level of perfection. If you do that, the results will naturally come. Because for most people, it's the process, it's the grind, it's that bit which people are reluctant to do. And by focusing on the results, you're focusing on the thing that isn't going to actually move the needle for you. What moves the needle is your processes, your inputs. So hopefully today was of value to you. I'm monitoring every day how my diet's going, sharing tips and tricks like today. If you like it, subscribe. If you don't, still subscribe. You probably need to watch this. Comment if you want me to cover something off. I've been doing this for 10 years. I'm working on my brain, working on my weight, working on what it takes to lead a really high performance life in all areas of your life. And I'm still figuring it out along the way. So come along the journey with me, follow me, and as per usual, Andrew V, signing out.